Hello, everyone, and welcome to Overcast. It is episode number 50 of Overcast, your Overwatch podcast. I'm Frostee, and I'm joined right here, well, maybe not right here, but joined virtually right here by my friend Ovadrive. How are you doing out there?
Hey, everyone. Doing well. Glad to be back.
Yes, it is good to have you back on the show, especially on the 50th episode of the show. We've been doing this for just over a year now, really.
Big milestone.
Yeah, we've made it. We've hit it big, right? Like, isn't that how you do it?
Yep.
So, I think that we're probably up there. I think there's only like another podcast now that has more episodes, and it's only because they haven't taken as many breaks for like moving and stuff as I have. So, and yeah, it's pretty exciting. So, thank you for everybody that's stuck around for all 50 episodes, or even if this is your first episode. Glad to have you here. So,
absolutely.
Remember, you can always follow us on Twitter at Overcast Show. You can also go to our blog page, which is overcast.frozenfoxmedia.com. And frozenfoxmedia.com itself is your portal to all of the podcasts on the Frozen Fox Media Network. So go and check all of those out. You can give us a like on our Facebook page. You just go look up Overcast, and you'll see our logo there. And also, you can go and watch us on YouTube if you're not already. Give us a thumbs up there and let us know how you like the show. Subscribe if you don't want to miss an episode. And also on Stitcher and iTunes and Google Play Music and whatever other source you get the audio version of the podcast, if that's your preference, go and check us out on there. And if you love the show, let us know by giving us a good review. So there's the formalities out of the way. So let's talk about what we've been doing. And right now, it's crunch time, especially for content creators. We're getting all prepped for Legion. This is the last full week before the new WoW expansion comes out, so been quite taken with that. And just finished my second week of classes here at the University of Denver, so my last year of law school is well on its way, and that's been pretty much taking up tons of my time, both of those things. So, and trying to launch this secret project on the background that hopefully we'll launch next week. So how about yourself, Ova? Because Softy is away at the Minnesota State Fair tonight.
Yeah, hopefully he's having a bunch of fun out there. But last couple of weeks I've been traveling quite a bit for work, so kind of all over the country, which is why I haven't been able to join the show. But glad to be back on the show. In between, been playing a ton of Overwatch from the end of Season 1 all the way through the current PTR that we'll talk about in a little bit. But just having a blast playing that, just tons and tons of time into that game. And then Blizzard's thrown at us, Karazhan with Hearthstone, so been stepping into that every week as those wings open up.
Nice.
And then obviously preparing for Legion.
You got the Menagerie this week, right?
Yeah, got the Menagerie, played through that. The last boss was a little tricky, but I got him. So.
Nice. And in that part of the thing, I haven't been playing Hearthstone for a while. I've been really busy. So with that adventure, is the Shade of Iran in there?
He's not in there yet.
Not yet, okay. Because I was wondering how they're going to do Flame Wreath. They got to throw it in there somewhere, right?
Yeah,
so.
This wing is the curator, so you go through him and then a couple of the minions that are out there, bosses that are out there, so
awesome.
It's good. It's
awesome. Fun. Well, cool. Well, we are definitely glad to have you back and get your opinions on things. So why don't you just kick it off with this week's topics?
Yeah. Let's talk about the PTR first. So PTR, if you haven't already heard, it's out. It's been out for a couple of weeks. Get out there and test it. There's recently been a new map added. And I'm going to butcher the pronunciation of this, but Elchenwald. Elchenwald's out.
Eichenwald.
Eichenwald?
Yeah.
So
there you go.
A German setting map. I love the map. So this map's so much fun. My personal favorite is hybrid maps, so I may be a little biased on that, but it's great. There's more vertical areas. So here's like Hanzo, Widowmaker, Ana. It's more viable for them at times. Where in the past, everyone's like, get off that Hanzo or Widowmaker, whatever. But now I actually love playing Hanzo with the buff that we'll talk about later. Tons of fun, and actually the new Reinhardt skin blends in really well with that map. Actually, it's kind of cool to have a stealthy Reinhardt.
Yeah, that skin is beautiful. The Baldric skin.
Yep.
It is outstanding, and Like ever since we saw it, like I think probably in your
You know, the only one that happened to, but overtime can get kind of crazy. It's still way better than sudden death, but
and that's saying something with overtime the way it works because now the overtime fuse, whatever you want to call it, burns faster.
yep.
And so like that's quite an accomplishment to push it that far in
Yeah.
overtime.
Yeah, everybody has to stay on it, obviously, but we made it two
That-
times, two different times.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
And they made
yeah.
some changes to quick melee, I guess, this week and in like the last patch.
hmm Yeah, so quick melee, they I guess wanted to make that feel more consistent with other abilities. So a few exceptions to that rule though, where Tracer's Blink, Pharah's Jet Boost, or Winston's Leap can work while quick melee is firing. So there's a few cases where that, but otherwise it's going to feel more consistent among all heroes. And all ultimate abilities should now cancel that quick melee since they're
Yes.
rare and special.
Yes. And you were talking about how you love where Hanzo's at.
I do. I love where Hanzo's at on the PTR. People may think he's overpowered, but it just feels great compared to the current Hanzo. So I played the live game, then I played the PTR. It's a world of difference. If you haven't played Hanzo in a while because of where he's at currently, definitely check him out either in the PTR or in upcoming season 2.
Yeah,
And they even admit, a lot of people giving the feedback that he might be too strong, but I think he's in a good spot.
yeah, I think before in the hands of somebody that wasn't quite as skilled, he was probably too weak, to be honest.
Yep.
And I think this kind of like evens the playing field. So if you're really good at Hanzo, you're still going to be really good at Hanzo. And if maybe you're not like great at Hanzo, you're going to be able to have fun with him still. I think that's
Exactly.
hits their goals of being able to make all the heroes fun for everybody, kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, a lot of that was the playing with the projectile size and the movement penalty. Like that was quite a substantial change.
Yeah, for sure. And then
And 76.
last but not least, 76. I'm kind of a 76 main, so this is a pretty important or meaningful change to me. And this one's all about his spray recovery. So if you just hold down your left click to shoot, you will get more inaccurate as the longer you hold that down, and the time it takes to reset to become accurate has been reduced. So now the spread, I don't know if I don't think they gave an exact figure, but it does feel more responsive, getting back from that wide spread down to a more accurate precision shooting there. So
Yeah, I think that the first change to it was really they were trying to break the way that people were kind of exploiting it, and I think they're kind of like finding the middle ground in that now. Is what they're doing. So that was my speculation when I read that.
Yeah, from all those cheaters or hackers a while ago.
Whatever you want to call them. So
yeah, but no, it's good. He's in a good spot.
Good. Well, I'm glad that a character that hits close to home is in a good spot. So with all that, we were talking about placements, and I haven't done any placements on the PTR personally, but I wanted to get some of your thoughts about things that happened at Gamescom in the middle of all this. And first of all, we talked about the new map. We didn't get to get your opinion on the last Bastion yet. We talked about it last week, me and Softy. But what did you think about that animated short?
Nothing short of amazing. That team does phenomenal things with cinematics that could be really replaced as a movie. It's just amazing, but it gives you that peek into that Omnic Crisis battle, which is really cool. I don't know. I thought overall it was just fantastic.
And our listeners, they all voted Ganymede MVP last week on our polls. So
yes.
I thought it was outstanding as well. I mean, it's everything is like just nothing short of amazing, and the fact that with some of the people I know that work at Blizz, knowing that cinematic was actually in production for over a year, like makes it even cooler. Like just how much time that they've been putting into it. And like they said, they kind of waited till like Gamescom. It's in Germany. They have a map in Germany. The story takes place in Germany. It was like the perfect storm to like kind of hold on and release it at the perfect time. And,
absolutely.
And I think that like with every single one, they've just gotten better and better. So whatever the next one might be, we'll see. If it's probably going to be a step up. But people are always like, you could totally make a TV series out of this at this point.
Yeah. I would love that.
Make a kids show out of it, right?
Yeah.
And season 2, talking about those placement matches. So we went from having 100 levels or skill ratings, 100 skill ratings, to now having 5,000 skill ratings. Do you think that was the right way to go?
So just hearing that, it sounds a little bit different than it actually feels in the game, and I think it's in a good spot. So kind of the breakdown is, I'll give you kind of the middle band if you think about the bell curve of people. 1.5K to 1.9K is, I think, silver, and then gold is 2K to 2.4, and then platinum is 2.5 to 3. So that's kind of where the majority of people are going to land. And you get enough points that you feel like you're making progress when you're gaining points. So I think that it was the right move. And that paired with kind of what they're talking about with extending the pairing so you can group up with people within 1,000 MMR points of view, I think is good. Because if you think about it, diamond is 3K and above, so you can't pull in anybody below gold. Yep. Which feels right to me.
That works out. Yeah, it was kind of interesting to me. Like I had the perspective, and maybe it's because I haven't tried the new competitive mode yet. But I thought that like when I first saw like 5,000, I was like, holy cow, 5,000 skill rating difference now.
Yep.
And it's good to see people getting in there and playing it, and to be able to hear how it feels, that it doesn't feel as daunting. Because my first impression was that if it's anything like the 100 skill rating, just multiply it by 10, and it was going to just be like daunting. If you like won or lost, like how it was going to be. Did you notice like if you lost a game in competitive, like what you would lose? Because before it was like a whole level. So do you lose like 100 or?
Yeah, you're right. It's about 100. So not a game, but I would say maybe every 2 to 3 you could lose or gain 100.
Okay.
So it's not that bad.
Yeah,
right? And if you
that's
think
not
about
bad.
a whole tier is 500, it's pretty fair.
Yeah, that doesn't sound as bad as I thought it might be then. So
Yeah.
I was I was super worried about getting in there, and they're like, you lose a game, and you're like, you lose 750 points, and you're like, oh,
No.
and then you win and you gain like 100 or something,
Yeah.
But I they know what they're doing, and they have probably play tested this to death. Like I proposed last week, like what about the idea of just having 10 skill ratings and just like making it to where it was like if you're only going to move the bar incrementally, you're going to go from like 5 to 6, and it wouldn't seem like as big of a difference. But to hear this, it kind of puts me at least a little bit more at ease. So we'll see how everybody likes it coming up really quick. So
Yeah. And just one final point on this, just in case you're curious. Let's say you place in platinum, your MMR can drop below that platinum threshold, that 2.5. So you may be in that gold MMR, 2 to 2.4 or 2.5, whatever that is. But your icon will still show platinum. So that's what they mean by you won't fall out of that tier.
yep,
So you'll be placed with gold people, but your rank will show platinum.
they'll all know how good you were at least at one time.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, cool. I think that segues kind of where we wanted to go into, just to kind of round things out with the competitive play.
Yeah. Yeah, so Season 2 is upcoming on September 6th. We talked a little about the group restrictions. But yeah, I'm super excited for Season 2. I can't wait to get in there and place and play with this ranking system. How about you?
I'm the same way. I got into Season 1 and I was like, hey, this is pretty fun. And then I started to see all the cracks in the system, the AFKers, the coin flip, which I think really killed my placement. Because I like I said before, I had 5 coin flips in my 10 placement matches, and I lost all 5 of those just on the coin flip.
Unfortunate.
So that was like, ugh. So without the coin flip in there, I think that my skill rating will be in a much better place, because I think I play much better than where I was placed. And I also don't think it's going to be as punishing when I lose, because I ended up getting like nothing for competitive points wise, because I lost like a handful of games and just fell like a rock from where I was. So
Yep, that'll happen.
so I'm thinking that with that, all the system changes, like the map timing changes and all those kind of things they're throwing into it, like they've kind of said before, like Season 1, and like I've said, it should have been Season 0.
Preseason.
And yeah, it should have been like the preseason. Like this is our chance to hammer out all the bugs and everything. But they've got it. Everybody that maybe took a break from the game, this is the time to get back in, to replace, to get into a system that now is a lot more solid than it was before. And I think that this is when like everything's going to really take off. Like before, it was kind of like Blizzard kind of had that apprehensive stance, and they kind of really, without fully disclaiming it, kind of put a disclaimer, and we're like, this is really the test season. Like, don't worry too much about it. And now I think they can really get in and be like, this is it. We're on a good path. Let's go and do this. So,
Agreed.
so Quienes Sombra, right?
Where is she?
Who knows at this point?
Where is she? Yeah, no, I actually just recently joined the folks over at the Game Detectives Discord, chatting everything Sombra and trying to figure this stuff out. It's really just amazing what people, or how people can investigate this and put all the clues together and solve for the mystery that Blizzard's put in front of us. It's truly amazing. But just recently we had some more clues come out. If you go to amomentincrime.com, is the most kind of recent place you'll find Sombra evidence, or I don't know if it's the right word, but you'll find her hacking that website, trying to transmit information.
Yep.
I just hope she comes soon.
Yeah, and there was like an explosion of it over the last few days. Like we had the skulls and the Twitter accounts of like some of the people in the community, like streamers, like for example, like Koala. Like you look at his page now, he's got like the different icon. And so they were kind of like getting in on it, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And yeah, like we had all the decoding, we had the link to like the video that has like the CT scan or whatever
Yep.
for Janina Kowalskawa or whatever. I think that's what her name was.
Possibly
And
a new hero there too.
I know,
don't
right? So we had that, we had the moment in crime, we had the countdown, right? We had the countdown where everybody was like, "Oh, it's happening, right?
Yeah.
It's happening,"
Post.
and then nothing. And then we've got the moment in crime website that's now transmitting, and there's the source code. Like if you go in and view the code, you can find some of those little hidden gems, and if you translate them, there's the one that says, "Well done, you have my password. Hacking this television program was meaningless. Wait for what is coming." So we got that ominous thing, and then the other one that says, "It seems that things are warming up here." It seems that things are warming up a little. Got to go unnoticed for a while it completes. So we'll see.
I'm excited. I don't know what this means, but we're getting closer. I think that's what this tells me.
Yeah, and like I think you were saying that Discord was just like it was rolling so fast, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, I couldn't keep up with all the conversation. Anytime you pop in there, it's just tons of conversation around this stuff. So
yeah,
kudos to everybody going out there and solving this stuff.
kudos to those guys, everybody in the community that's doing this, and also kudos to Blizzard for doing this because I don't think I've ever seen or like been involved with one of these ARGs that it's like that's that in depth. Most of the time it might be like
Yeah.
a puzzle or something that kind of just comes and goes. This one's been going for weeks, and
Feels like months.
it might be. I look at how long it's actually been going. It's we've been talking about like where is Sombra forever. It seems like, right? So
Yeah.
but it's really neat that there's somebody working at Blizz that's kind of like still putting this all together, and
Yeah.
I'm sure they're having fun with it too, like watching us scramble
sure.
around, and they're probably like in that Discord and
Yeah.
watching and being like, "Oh yeah,
Giving
maybe."
false leads in
I-
the Discord.
That's exactly where I was going with that. Like, where I wonder if they're like, "Oh yeah, what about this idea?" and just watch everybody flail, So we shall see. Whenever she decides to reveal herself, or if she gets found out, I guess, right?
Soon TM.
Yeah. So there you go. That's all the news for the week. I did not see any questions for Ask Overcast. So if you do have any questions for the show, whether it's about the show, whether it's about Overwatch or anything else, go ahead and ask us. You can just go on our Twitter and either directly tweet at us, or you can just use the hashtag AskOvercast. And we don't have any spotlight. What about shout outs for the week? And I'll let you go. Do you have any shout outs for the week that you'd like to give this week, Ova?
Yeah, I mean, we already gave the kudos to everybody at the Game Detectives Discord, solving for all that somber stuff. Amazing work. Also give a shout out to Soul Slain. Spending a bunch of time with me in the PTR, testing that stuff out. Been having a blast, so shout out to all those guys.
Nice. Yeah, I had the chance to talk with one of my friends this week, and they're starting a new podcast. Well, they've started it, but I don't know if you're familiar with Umphy out there. I got a chance to meet him, last year as part of the big group of content creators going into like the big, all the hubbub about Overwatch at BlizzCon, and they have a new podcast. And it's Uberview, so go and check out that. And I think I retweeted some of their episodes this week, so you can go and find that on our Twitter page. But I think that really wraps up the show for the week. And let's give everybody where we can find everybody on social media. So for me, I am at FrosteeFox on Twitter. You can find me with the same name pretty much everywhere else. And Softy is on Twitter at OlSofty. It's OLSAWFTY. How about you, Ova? Where can people find you if they want to follow you or watch you?
Yeah, find me on Twitter or on Twitch at Ovadrive CTR. That's OVADRIVE CTR.
Excellent. And you can find the show itself on Twitter at Overcast Show. And our blog page, overcast.frozenfoxmedia.com. Frozenfoxmedia.com itself is where you can find information about this and all of the other podcasts on the Frozen Fox Media Network. And then like us on Facebook. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe on YouTube if you like the video version of this. And if you're listening to the audio either on Stitcher, iTunes, Google Play Music, or anywhere else, If you love the show, give us a review. Let us know what you think about everything that we're doing here. Let us know if you think Sombra is going to come out anytime soon, or if you think she's going to remain in the shadows for another year. Who knows? So thank everybody for joining us for the 50th episode of Overcast, your Overwatch podcast. It's fantastic to be here. It's fantastic to hit 50. Got half that century down. It's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
So thank you all for being along for the ride. Can't wait to see you next week when I'm sure we will have more to talk about from the world of Overwatch. So this is Frostee.
I'm Overdrive.
We'll see you next time.